Hi everyone, welcome to Wines of Germany. So Germany is well known for high quality Riesling production produced along the Rhine and Mosel rivers. There are other white grape varieties from Germany as well, which include Schurebe, Sylvaner, Kerner, Müller-Thurgau, Grauburgunder, which is Pinot Gris, Weissburgunder, which is Pinot Blanc, and there's also a bit of Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc grown. For red varieties, we have Dornfelder, Portugieser, Spätburgunder, which is Pinot Noir, Schwarz Riesling, which is Pinot Meunier, Lemberger, which is Blaufränkisch, Trollinger, which is Schiava, and there's a bit of Regent, Merlot, and Cabernet Sauvignon, amongst others. So today we're featuring a Sekt, a Grosselage Riesling, and a Trollinger from Württemberg. So this one is by Darting from the Pfalz, and this is a Weissburgunder Sect, so a Pinot Blanc Sect made in the traditional method, and it's considered Brut style. So I have not tried this yet. I'm really excited to see what I think of it. So it has a beautiful golden color. Looks like it has a frothy mousse there. We'll see the intensity of it. So it is free of faults. Right away I get a little bit of white flower. There is a leesiness to it, which would indicate the traditional method. And that's also mentioned on the bottle. Here it says Traditionell Flaschengärung. And I'm probably mispronouncing that, but normally if it's a Sekt and it's a traditional method, like champagne, it'll say Klassische Flaschengärung, which means classic bottled fermentation. It has a little herbal quality on the nose. Ooh, on the palate, it's full of yellow apple. It's kind of soft. It's a very, very delicate mousse. The bubbles just kind of dissipate, but it's a nice textural advantage to this. And acidity-wise, I would say there's probably a medium amount. And the sugar kind of shines. There's only 4 grams per liter, but I'm tasting a lot of flavor when it comes to the fruitiness, and it's backed up with that sugar, and then the acidity is not too extreme. So this is really nice, easygoing sparkling. I had this in the freezer. I wanted it ice cold, so I want to see if it opens up a bit, so I'll leave it here. And this is a 2013, so it has some age on it as well. Sekt is one of the most popular sparkling wine categories in the world. Germans drink tons of sparkling. They are the top sparkling wine drinkers in the entire world. The Germans drink 5 bottles per person per year. Sounds like it's not very much, but that's 5 times more than the US drinkers. Sekt can be made from various grape varieties. It doesn't even have to be grapes grown in Germany. But if it's a higher quality Sekt, such as this, it does have, the origin that's taken into account. It's also using grapes that are grown in Germany, in this case, Weissburgunder. And Weissburgunder takes up 3% of plantings in Germany. And Germany, grows more Pinot Blanc than I think anywhere else in the world. So even though it's only 3%, they have a great amount of plantings of Pinot Blanc, which is nice. Next is the wondrous, amazing Schnaitmann. And this is a Grosselage, and it is a 13 vintage, and it's from Württemberg, just like the red we have. And I absolutely love it, and I opened it the other day. I couldn't help myself, and I wanted to see if it would open up. So I only have a little bit left here. So the color is quite deep. It's really dark gold, and it's almost pushing amber. When I first smelled it, it had a ton of petrol, it had grapefruit, it had golden apple notes, it had pineapple. It was so rich in character and tons of complexity. Almost had a creaminess on the palate too. And then I tried it a day after, so this has been open about 4 days now. I kept it under a little closure that you can pump the air out of. And it stayed, well, let's see how it stayed, but for first 2 days, it was really good. It didn't have as much petrol anymore after 2 days. It was a little more just, you know, golden apple, pineapple-y, and that kind of makes me think there was the slightest bit of botrytis involved. So it still has that petrol. It has a little bit of like a thyme herb scent to it. It has a tangy smell to it. It has a little of that beer malt sometimes I get on Riesling. Yeah, so it's been a few days and now the character of the intense fruit is kind of waning, but there is still a really nice amount of pineapple. The golden appliness is a little bit subdued now, but this is an amazing quality Riesling, one of the best. And I'm always looking for Auslese Trocken styles. And the Prädikatswein categories are not as popular anymore now that the VDP Association is kind of the leader of the quality standards. And this is part of VDP. VDP includes 200 members, 200 or so, and they have very strict rules. It could be from white or red, depending on the vineyards. But these are high quality producers, high quality vineyards. And if it's a Großgeweck, it has to be from a grosselage vineyard, which would be equivalent to like a Grand Cru vineyard in Burgundy. Then there's Erstlage, and that's Premier Cru, Ortswein, and then Gutswein. And then we also have a VDP Gutswein red here, also from Württemberg, which was kind of a mistake. And also, well, no, it's a 2018. I thought it was 13, but this is 13. So we have a 13, a 13, and a Württemberg, and a Württemberg. Many of the vineyards that were selected and developed years back in the Middle Ages were developed by the Cistercian and the Benedictine monks, which were also the people who categorized Burgundy. So it makes perfect sense that the VDP would emulate a system of quality similar to Burgundy, since they have such high quality vineyards that were demarcated by the same groups. I mean, it's really amazing. And that was also the beginning of understanding the concept of terroir. And this is Trollinger. It's also known as Schiava in northeastern Italy. And this is a really delicate red. So Germany is more well known for the whites, but when it comes to red, they are definitely on their way to good quality, great quality. It's really moving forward. So I wanted to see what this would be like. And this is actually, as I mentioned before, a red wine that is categorized by the VDP. And if you want to know wines that are categorized by VDP, always look for the capsule or the foil on top. Look for this little eagle here. He's been the representative since 1910. And this bottle had it as well, but I took off the foil, so you can't see it anymore. Okay, so this one is a very light red, almost a burnt orange color. It's definitely not too concentrated. I could see my finger completely through. Almost looks like a really dark rosé. Wow, so perfumed. It's so floral, so violety and carnation. Almost has a powdery aspect. Very nice. Cherry, a little bit of sandalwood, orange rind. Soft on the palate, easy. Almost no tannin. Medium minus acidity maybe. So subtle, so soft. Really nice concentrated aromas and flavors though. And for those of you who know the grape variety Schiava, also known as Vernach, Black Hamburg, and Trollinger, it is an amazing grape variety. And if you want easygoing red wine that you can just drink all day and be in the sunlight, have a picnic, I mean, nothing is better than this grape variety. I love it. This is an amazing wine. I can see how this could be categorized by the VDP, and it's considered a Gutswein, as I mentioned. So we have this beautiful Sect, the GG Riesling, and Trollinger. I'm going to go back to the Sect now and see if it's changed. and I'm not saying this because it's German, I smell sauerkraut. In a good way. It's like a braised sauerkraut. Wow. Yeah, just simple, maybe some burnt lemon rind, easy. A little bit of like a softness at the finish, and the bubbles are subtle. Okay, the petrol is back, and the pineappliness is there too. Nice. The other amazing thing about this is that when it's GG, it has to be from a grosselage vineyard, so a Grand Cru style vineyard, and it has to be dry. And it has such a beautiful, thick, oily texture, yet there's no sugar, and it has all this opulence of flavor. And that's what I've said I was always looking for, is that Auslese level ripeness, but Trocken style, so dry. And now that the Prädikatswein system is not as popular, it's hard to tell if you have a very ripe VDP wine, because it could be a Cabernet level, which is lighter. It could be Spätlese or Auslese, but I want more intensity and depth, and I'm getting that from this one. It's great. And I'll just try this one again for the hell of it. It's just so perfumed. It's so many flowers, like a bouquet, and you know that once you drink it, you're gonna get this gorgeous cherry, soft elegance. Yum. Amazing. Germany is one of my favorite wine countries. So if you have a chance, go to the wine store, go pick up some awesome German wines. A Sekt that has the traditional labeling or the classique labeling, so you know that it's made in the style of champagne. A GG, just go for GG. I mean, again, the problem with the VDP is that it only has 200 or so members. So there are fantastic wines that are not in the VDP, but it is a really easy way to know you're getting the ultimate in the vineyard plots as well as the production of it. And then lastly, look for Trollinger, look for Schiava, look for amazing light-bodied red wines. I will see you next time. The next video will come out when it comes out, and it'll be whatever it is, probably sake, but I'm not sure. All right, so I'll see you later.